Would you ever have guessed that something so small would affect our lives in such a massive way? Well, right now, it seems like everyone is talking about phones, and specifically phones in the school, in the classroom.
Have zero tolerance for cell phones in class.
I think we can all agree that these things have a major presence in our lives. A study last year done by Pew Research found that 97% of teens in the US are on a smartphone. 97%. And when you look at high school students specifically, 7 out of 10 high school teachers said that phones were a major source of distraction during the school day.
Here's your choice. You give me the phone and you might get it back in 8 minutes, or I take it to the office and you never see it again.
These bad boys have changed a lot since the first mobile cell phone came out in 1973.
You almost can't hold it like this. So, features. It makes calls. What? That's it?
Now, our phones are not just phones. They're internet communication devices. They're ways to learn. They're tools to connect on social media, to consume content. The list goes on. Our phones have algorithms and AI assistants that make our lives easier and also keep us coming back for more. And it's important to recognize that all of this tech, all of this processing power that we have access to, it's impacting our brains in a major way, especially when we don't have screen time limits and don't use the tech in moderation. You and I can agree smartphones have impacted us. But what does the research say? Over half of students in the US receive over 237 notifications every single day. Now, when you do the math and you look at that the average teen in the US in that same group is awake for about 17 hours, that's a new notification on their phone every 4.5 minutes. That's a lot of distractions the students are facing every single day. The constant stream of notifications and updates we have, it's led to this thing called FOMO. Fear of missing out. It's easy to feel like if we're not on our devices, if we're not constantly connected, we might be missing something, missing out, losing out, and that can affect our mental health. According to a study among those 12 to 15, they found that those who spent 3 or more hours a day on social media faced double the risk of anxiety and depression.
I have anxiety and depression. Ugh, who doesn't these days?
That's a lot. And the impact of these devices isn't just at home. It's not just when we're out and about, but it carries over into school. Right now, a lot of school leaders and educators are saying that the positives of having a device, of having a smartphone at school are far outweighed by all the negative consequences and negative side effects that come from when students have these in the classroom. There was a recent national survey done asking primary and secondary school leaders and administrators about the effect of social media and the effect of tech, and 42% in this study said that they believe that social media has led to the deteriorating mental health that we're seeing among the nation's youngest students. And smartphones can help students at school. They can help us access new information, learn things in new ways, find content that we're interested in. But research has even suggested among students that smartphone use is linked to poorer sleep, increased anxiety, and even lower grades.
C minus.
Whether it's cyberbullying, students being distracted because of the constant push notifications, or even just social isolation, with students choosing devices over conversations with their friends in breaks at school, all these reasons and many more have led a lot of educators in the US to favor banning smartphones completely. Jonathan Haidt, the NYU social psychologist and author of The Anxious Generation, he's written that banning phones in schools is the easiest and fastest step that we can take to improve youth mental health. If you're like us, you're probably wondering, I hear a lot about these bans, they're talked about on the news, but do they really even work? Good question. Do these policies actually make a school environment, a learning environment, a classroom any better? Fair question. We've talked with a lot of schools that have these policies, and I just want to share a few examples. In Florida, in Orange County Public Schools, they've issued a ban on phones at school. And they even have a phone jail that if a student is caught using their phone, the phone gets taken for the rest of the day and the phone gets sent to phone jail. Yeah, kind of funny.
Phone, in the bucket, phone.
One teacher said the change among students was remarkable. Another principal said that she had only seen positive things and positive change among the students. Still, students haven't loved the new restrictions, especially at first. A lot of students feel like they're handing over their freedom, and they're not too happy about that.
This is so
Specifically, some students say they just really miss being able to use their phone at lunch. Makes sense. In Albany, New York, at Bethlehem Central High School, the principal there said their phone ban has been completely transformational for their students. Some students there have even said they feel a little relieved, like they don't have the pressure to respond to posts, messages, comments, stories, and everything that comes with it on their phone during the school day. It's a nice break. In Thornton, Colorado, at Stargate School, the principal there has said that she loves seeing the students interact. She said since they enacted the ban, students have started playing games at lunch, which they weren't doing before. And she says she's seeing more conversation at lunch tables than she's ever seen since devices were around. She said they haven't seen a single cyberbullying issue since the new policy has gone into effect. Today, I'd encourage you to think about, am I proud of the way I'm using my device? Am I proud of the amount of time I'm spending? Am I proud of the things I'm looking at, the people I'm interacting with? And if you have a family, think about it too. Would I want my kids to be spending the same amount of time and doing the same things on a device as I am? Would you be proud if your kids modeled the exact same habits that you have when it comes to your phone use? And maybe you're watching this video and you aren't exactly proud of how much time you spend with your phone or the relationship that you've built with all the tech in your life. And that's okay. But we'd encourage you, after watching this, think about one change, just one simple change you'd like to make. This could be as basic as being intentional about putting up your phone or turning it off when you're at a meal with family or friends. It could look like setting up screen time in the settings on your phone. Or this could be bigger. This could look like trying out a dumb phone or even deleting all the social media apps that distract you and waste your time. Deleted. At Parent Protect, we talk to a lot of parents, a lot of students, and educators all about this issue, and there are a lot of opinions. Many people are excited, and many are really upset. We'd love to continue the conversation and hear from you. Are you trying to work with kids who are overwhelmed that they can't have their phone at school? Or are you a teacher who's celebrating that you don't have to deal with phones in the classroom? Let us know. Shoot us a DM on Instagram at Parent Protect, or you can also send us an email, team@parentprotect.com. I'm Joshua from Parent Protect. We'll see you next time.